outside the U.S. Border Patrol station in Marathon Key.
I'm picking up my nephew.
We met Omar Karkachi.
How did he get here?
He got by the rough.
He hasn't seen his nephew in more than 20 years.
He called me from this office. Hey, uncle, I'm here. Where are you at? I'm here in Marathon.
What did you think?
I say, oh, my goodness.
His nephew among hundreds of Cuban migrants who have landed in the Florida Keys in just the last month. Incidents of people making the treacherous journey by sea and landing on dry ground here illegally are up more than 450% since October of last year, many of them coming from nearby Haiti and Cuba.
No food, no power line, no nothing. Nothing. That's no life. Most of them, they say, I'd rather die trying to get to the freedom than still living here in Cuba. It's very sad.
It's a dangerous voyage to freedom, overwhelming federal agents across South Florida.
It's the heaviest migrant traffic that I've ever encountered.
It's been a very busy 24 hours here.
We're both from Marathon.
For 2 days, we were granted exclusive access to the round-the-clock battle, from stopping migrants at sea before they land.
Why do you want to come here? In Cuba? Nada en Cuba.
To the multi-agency response when they make it to dry ground.
25 migrants appear to all be Cuban. Looks like all from Havana, Cuba.
In just a 24-hour period we were there, Border Patrol responded to a dozen different landings throughout the Keys alone.
Are you happy to be here?
Bueno, no me lo creo.
This 22-year-old woman from Cuba agreed to speak with us on camera and explained she's seeking opportunity and work in America. After 3 days on the water in this rickety homemade boat with mechanical issues, the people she came with, visibly exhausted, some shoeless, are patted down for drugs, weapons, then loaded into government vans, where they'll be taken north to Marathon and processed here at the U.S. Border Patrol's main station in the Keys. It's been nonstop.
Every surge has its own challenges.
Peter Daniel is the patrol agent in charge.
I think we're doing everything we can right now.
He grants our cameras limited access inside the station where people who land here illegally are processed.
This is the intake area where we make sure that the migrants are properly fitted for clothing that fits them, that's dry and clean.
Storage bins of non-perishable food and drinks are also on hand. We notice packages of diapers, formula, even car seats.
Do you get a lot of babies, a lot of children?
We've taken in migrant families before with younger children, yes.
We walk a little further to what's known as the detention cell area, where each person is held in a group holding cell, men and women separated. We weren't allowed to videotape the cells, but migrants can spend up to 72 hours here while they're ID'd, fingerprinted, and background checked.
You guys could know within minutes if this person has
Absolutely.
a nefarious background.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happens if they do?
If they do, then the processing will take a different turn. Instead of administratively, we'll pursue the criminal charge.
For migrants who are not sent back to their country immediately, they can be transferred to a federal detention facility or released to family while their legal case moves through the U.S. courts.
I lived in Cuba for 34 years. I never was free.
Which brings us back to Omar,
When I put a foot in this country, I feel the freedom right there.
who describes his own perilous trek on water.
And we're here in 1994, 4 people died, 2 marriages, two guys and their wife, and one 10-year-old boy.
The memory still hard 3 decades later.
They screaming, I don't want to talk about that. That's a nightmare for me. I still have nightmare with that.
But today, he says, is a good day.
Wow. I'm very excited, man. Wow. I'm so emotional. He was like this when the last time I saw him.
After a few anxious moments,
He's big.
he spots his nephew.
¿Qué te pasa los ojos?
Their emotional reunion perhaps best describes the complexities of the nation's current immigration system.
Mira la televisión ahí.
The debates,
The more that come, the harder it is on us.
and what's at stake if nothing
These migrant trips are incredibly dangerous.
or everything
These are all human lives.
Why do you want to be here in America?
¿Por qué quiere estar aquí en Estados Unidos?
changes.
Ayudar a mi familia.
Help his family, his son, his wife.
For us, it's a border security mission.
In the Florida Keys, Katie LaGrone, Fox 4.